One of the biggest difficulties in establishing trees is things come and eat them. So deer, sheep, voles, rabbits, hares. And there are lots of different ways of protecting trees against these herbivores. So I've come to Winderwath Estate to chat to Sarah Radcliffe from H&H Land and Estates about some of the options for protecting trees. I've got some examples of tubes with me. I've got a 1.2 tube that goes with the stake. I've got a 0.6 60 centimetre tree wrap, and I've got a 60 centimetre spiral. The spiral goes like, well, it's a spiral like toilet roll. So these also come in 20 centimetres, and these also come in 90 centimetres, and these also come in bigger sizes and smaller sizes. So, Sarah, what does this protect against?
That
Animals?
one protects against deer. So the taller the tube, the bigger the animal it'll protect against. So that one is for deer and all of the smaller.
So rabbits, hares,
well.
voles included, but not red deer.
No, you'd need a taller one for red deer or a deer fence.
Cool. What about these two? They're the same height, right? So they protect against similar things?
Yeah, so that wouldn't be deer. So that would be your voles, rabbits and hares.
Okay.
If you had deer, then you'd probably need the deer fence as well, or control them.
And then you can get a 20 centimetre one of these, which is just for voles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're in this bit of Winderwath Estate, and you've got deer fence, and not this, but a 0.6 version of this. So it's one of these with a stake. So why did you make that choice, and has it worked?
Well, because it's deer fenced, you didn't need the taller tube, so that's why the tubes are the slightly shorter tubes. So the idea is that they would then protect against the voles and the rabbits and the hares.
Yeah.
However, the first couple of years, the hares did reach up above the shorter tubes and eat quite a lot of the trees. So we've had to replace quite a lot of the trees here. Most of them look to be coming away all right now, but it's just that ongoing maintenance and that ongoing checking to make sure things are growing.
Yeah. Okay. So that is not always.
It's not always successful. No.
So rabbits maybe, but hares no.
Yeah.
Which is why I guess you can get a 0.9 version for hares.
Yeah.
But also you can rabbit fence the deer fence, can't you?
Yes. So you can dig a rabbit netting in the bottom of the deer fence.
Yeah.
Obviously that costs more.
And there's grants available for deer fencing, tree wraps, tree tubes, and rabbit netting.
Yes.
Yes. Good. So Sarah, this has worked well, it looks like. So the deer fence has clearly kept the deer out.
Yeah.
The short tubes have kept the hares and rabbits. Is it just hares or is it rabbits as well?
Hares, I think, were the main problem.
Hares. In some cases, where these birch especially have sort of like romped away quickly enough, the oak, the slower growing oak, have been the ones that the casualties when maybe when the snow's up, the hares have been able to get in. So we've got an established woodland. All the protection was put in really well, so it's all doing its job and hasn't needed much maintenance, and the estate has done some beat up. There's still some missing gaps to do, but it looks good to me. But what would you do differently next time? What lessons have we learned from this one?
You could put a rabbit netting in the bottom of the deer fence to stop the hares and the rabbits getting in, but then you'd always have some inside when you fence it. Maybe a bit of control for the hares and the rabbits, but and possibly slightly taller tubes, just to stop them getting over the top.
So maybe the 0.9s?
Yeah.
And then what about, how would this have been different if you did no deer fence and just the 1.2s like that?
It probably, you'd get more deer damage, because obviously the deer fence wouldn't be there and the deer would be coming in and nipping off the tops. But you wouldn't get the hare and the rabbit damage because the tube would be taller.
Yeah.
I think it probably would have established okay without a deer fence as well. I think it would have been the same.
Do you think it would have been okay just these and no deer fence?
Probably not, no, because they're too short for the deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.